Hello YouTubers, you're watching Just Do It Yourself channel, and today we have 2011 Kia Sorento, and we have leaking strut and noisy sway bar link, so we replace both. At this point the vehicle is on jack stand, so let's remove the tire. Links for all the parts and tools in the description to the video. So to remove the wheel, 21mm socket using a 1/2 inch impact, tons of torque, battery powered, irreplaceable tool in a shop. The wheel is off, so now we can take a closer look. So you can see the strut is dripping oil, and we will need to remove the sway bar link, top and bottom. I am doing two sides at the same time. It's much easier to do the sway bar links when the sway bar is free, but we'll be filming one side for the sake of time. All right, next we will clean this sway bar stud. There's lots of oil from the strut. The same we'll do with the bottom nut. Okay, 17mm socket. Most likely it will start spinning. As I mentioned before, so there is no insert for the hex key to hold this. We'll try to stick the wrench behind. So 11/16 seems to be good for that side. And this is off. Sometimes when you cannot hold, you will have to cut it off. Not ideal, but anytime, almost every time I replace the struts, I request the client to approve the purchase of the sway bar links, because first of all they go bad quite often, making noise like this, and secondly they don't always get loose, so you will need to cut them off. Alright, so now when sway bar link drops all the way down, because the other side is disengaged too, we can use impact and undo the bottom. Okay, this is done. So next we will disengage this EPS cable so it's loose free. Next we'll remove those two strut nuts. That's 19mm, and 11/16 that we used for the sway bar links works to hold the bolt. It's quite easy with the right tool. Here I need the extension for the bottom one. Okay, so I'll do the bottom one too. Perfect. Now we will try to get those bolts out. And at this point, your knuckle will want to drop, and you don't want that to happen. So we'll grab a bungee cord to attach it to the frame. Okay, so I got my bungee cord. Now I'll just remove that second bolt. So now our strut is disengaged. Now let's move under the hood. Okay, so under the hood we have a few bolts to remove. Oops. This one is the furthest one. Probably need to use shallow 14mm. to get that off. But the rest we should be able to get with the impact. So that's 14 mil. And the rest we will quickly do with the impact. So we undo this one. When we undo the third one, that strut will want to drop, so we will use the other hand to keep it in place. Actually, it's okay, and we should remove this rubber cover first, so now we can get the strut. Okay, so just push it to the side, get it out. Right, this is the new strut. There is left and right, so you need to make sure that this ear for the swivel link is on the right side. In this case, it's rear facing, and there is this bracket for the ABS hose. So we'll get it in place, and links for the parts in the description to the video. Please check those out. So quick note, there is a arrow on a strut pointing outside. So this is the way it's supposed to be installed. So we'll give wheel knuckle a quick run with the wire brush. Make sure that there is nothing stuck in between the knuckle and the strut. And we will remove the nuts, new nuts from the strut. And always use new nuts. Sometimes I saw that the thread is different between the old and new. You can move that label, just saying do not play with that nut in the middle because it's spring loaded. So we will try to stick this back in. Now we will go under the hood and we'll get it started. Right, so pushing it with one hand and having those bolts in the other one. We'll get them snug, but won't torque them yet. This is, of course, different size now. It's 15 mil now. So the torque on those will be 50 foot-pounds, but we will need to put the vehicle down on the ground before we torque them. So for now, it is good, just like that. Snug in place. I will reuse the old bolts. I have cleaned them on a bench grinder, and I will apply some anti-seize. And since they are showing a little bit of rust because of the age, so just a little bit of anti-seize. If we need to remove them later on, they will come off much easier. So now we will just put this back in. And your strut is supposed to sit straight, so make sure that your wheel knuckle is also straight. It wasn't the case. That's why it took me a little bit to get it in, but now when it's straight, those bolts are supposed to go in quite nicely. We can remove our bungee cord. We'll put the nuts back on. Get them snug. 19mm socket, just in case you forgot. With irreplaceable Milwaukee impact. And 11/16. This will actually torque to 140 foot-pounds. And same the bottom one. I need longer extensions since I'm hitting the bleeder, brake bleeder. Don't want to break it. It's good. Okay, so for the sway bar links, I'm using Moog, and I like them for the few reasons. One is that there is a nice place to put your wrench on the other side, and the other one, it has grease nipples. So if you pay attention and maintain those, they should last forever. Dust, so we will give it a little bit of grease, and we'll just watch this rubber boot. As soon as it starts expanding, we will stop. So now you can see it started to expand, so it took kind of one full pump of grease. Same on this side. So we should be good. Majority of the aftermarket sway bar links don't have those grease nipples, so you might need not to worry, but I will leave a link in the description to this one specifically, so feel free to use those. Alright, so while we have that sway bar link at the very bottom, we'll put our link, get it attached to the bottom first, do the other side, and then we'll attach two sides at the top position. So that's 18mm socket on those, and 19mm, probably should 18 be good enough to hold it. So yeah, 18mm socket and 18mm to hold on the other side, and you want to hold right away so it doesn't spin and it doesn't damage this boot. So we'll put our 18mm wrench and get it snug. Right, now while we have good access to the bottom one, we'll just put this against this bolt and torque it to 90 foot-pounds. Now we should be good to install the top. One important thing to note, those sway bar links, there is left and right. They are not the same. So the bottom and the top, they are not in the same plane. So this one is twisted a little bit to the right, while this is twisted to the left, and that's because how the sway bar is designed. So at the end of the day, when you put the top on, it should go easily, and with the steering wheel straight, your sway bar link should be straight. So make sure that you don't put left on the right side, right on the left side, because that will not work. Now we'll get the top one in. Same procedure, 18mm nut, 18mm wrench at the back, 18mm socket at the front. And now we should be good to torque it. Same 90 foot-pounds. Next we'll put this wire back on. It's actually quite tight, but does the job. There is a little bit of slack. Next we'll put the wheel back on. We get the nut snug, 21mm socket. So now when the vehicle is on the ground, we will torque the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds in a crisscross pattern. Now we can torque top mount to 40 foot-pounds. And we are done. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please check description under the video for any parts and tools that you might need for this job. Check my Amazon channel that will support my Amazon store, I should say, that will support this channel. Like and subscribe if you wish, and as always, do it yourself.